Hi and welcome. I'm Alan and I'm doing this video because I think this is a much better way to explain to you about my wedding photography than just sending you a boring old email and sending you to my website. So bear with me. I'm going to keep it as short as I can, but if you've got a few minutes, you'll find this very useful, I hope. If you haven't got a few minutes, then if you can just save the email, and when you've got a few minutes, go back to the email, click the link again, and take a look at this video when you do have time. What I'm going to do here is explain about a little bit about who I am, but mainly about what I do at weddings, and watch it, and you might find that I offer what you want. You might find that I don't offer what you want, in which case you'll know. So, briefly, history. I've been a keen photographer since I was a teenager. I got the chance to become professional about 8 years ago. I've shot over 100 weddings, both in the UK. I've been abroad to shoot weddings, published in magazines, won awards. I've been featured in a video by a YouTube star. I've got to a place where I think I'm reasonably good at doing wedding photography. You can check out some reviews there's I think a link in the below in the or on the email, link to Facebook with some reviews there, and there's obviously quite a few on my website as well. So you might also find this video useful in that I'll go through what a typical wedding photographer would do, because I'm a typical wedding photographer. I don't do anything weird and cranky, nothing completely strange and out of the ordinary. I do offer what I think is sort of pretty much top of the range service. So as I go through, you'll get to see what most photographers should be doing, which I hope you'll find useful anyway. So what I'll explain now is, if you were to book me, what would happen. So in fact, even if you didn't book me, I will offer you now a free engagement shoot. I do this because I think it's really important that you actually meet your photographer before you actually book them. Let me tell you why. On the day of your wedding, you will be really focused on and enjoying the venue, the dress, the food, obviously your guests, all those things that you've arranged for your wedding day. They're the things you're going to enjoy. The photographer is going to be some guy or girl wandering around, occasionally getting in the way, but mostly in the background taking photos. It's only after your wedding, one day and for the rest of your life, that the photographs become the most important thing. And I see it as my job to provide you with photographs which you're going to love for the rest of your life. So really, I take that responsibility really seriously. Not that I'm a serious sort of guy, but I do everything I possibly can to give you the absolute best. And that starts at the engagement shoot. Most photographers don't do an engagement shoot or will charge for an engagement shoot. I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to meet, and for you to see how I work, whether we get on, and what photos I'll produce for you. So this is the sort of photos that I'm talking about for an engagement shoot. So there can be, I'm happy to do evening shoots, sunset shoots. I think this was late afternoon. And this one was back in the summer. Do you remember that? Seems like 10 years ago. But we're in the middle of winter, obviously, as I'm doing this. But yeah, it was summer at some point. So any type of photograph that you want that will capture the time of your engagement, let's do that. That's free. I give you 30 images online. You can download them, you can share them, you can do what you want with them, and then you can decide if you want to book me. So if you book me, let's assume you do, what would I do? Obviously it depends on the package. I'm going to start with the most expensive, full day, everything included. Everything I can possibly give you is in this package. It's the Excelsior, and it starts with prep. And sorry, I forgot to mention, even though it's a package, it's entirely up to you what you actually want, and therefore what the cost is. The price on the website, and that I'll mention later, is everything I can possibly give you. But of course, if there are things in amongst that that you don't want, then that will obviously help reduce the cost. So we start with prep. I aim to arrive, sorry, I've missed out. Consultation. About 2 months before your wedding, we'll meet. I'll come to you, we'll meet for coffee, whatever you want to do. To get the final details, to, if we haven't done the engagement shoot, a chance to meet you, you to meet me, and to go through all the aspects of your wedding. What are the timings, who's going to be there, what shots do you particularly want? Certainly thinking about group, family, friends, bridesmaids and all those sort of photos. What do you want photographed? Because I'd hate to walk away from your wedding at the end of the day with you saying, did you get a shot of Uncle Charlie and Auntie Sally? And I don't know who they are. So we need to work on that, and I want to give you exactly what you want for those sort of shots. Some people say, no, just one big group shot, and that's all we want. So it's up to you. So we'll get all those details, and then on the day of your wedding, I'll arrive for your prep. Now, I tend to arrive sometime after you're out the shower, makeup has started, hair is probably almost done. You're at a point where you're happy to have some photographs taken. We don't want some of the earlier photographs. And I'll capture those photographs along with all the details, the rings, the dress, the shoes, the perfume, all the other stuff that you've put effort into for your wedding day. I'll capture those, and they will go later on into the album, and if you presumably you'll have an album, but if not, into your photo gallery. These initial prep shots are before you've got dress on, so we'll get shots of the dress, bridesmaids' dresses, flower girls' dresses, everything that's happening before the wedding, and that can be a really, really good time. It's one of my favourite times of the wedding. And what happens after that is kind of depends on what your wedding is. If you're getting married at a church, then presumably you're going to be driving to the church, so there may be some shots of you getting into the car, into the horse and carriage, the London bus, all sorts of different things, Bentley Continental, all sorts of things that I've shot. We'll get some shots of you getting into that transport, whatever that may be, and then I'll make my best effort to jump into my car, get to the church, if it's a church wedding, before you, so we can get shots of you getting out of the car, horse and carriage, bus, whatever, and then obviously onto the ceremony. If it's at a wedding venue where everything's happening in the one place, then it's just going to be a short walk down to the ceremony room, but we'll still get some shots of that on the way to the ceremony. So then we're on to the ceremony itself. Obviously essential to get shots of every moment through the ceremony, and right from the bride walking down the aisle, exchanging rings, first kiss, walking back up the aisle, signing the register, all that stuff obviously is done. And I'll also mention, I video, providing you want me to, I video the whole of the ceremony from a static camera, much the same as I'm doing now. But I also use my camera that I'm actually taking the photographs with to quickly take short video clips throughout the entire day. So that I'll start at prep, and they're literally 5-10 second clips of things which matter. So that not at the end of the day, when I come to edit your photos, I can put these video clips together. I can cut them down, edit them, set them to music. So you've got probably a 4 or 5 minute highlight video of your whole day compressed down into 5 minutes. You've also got the video from the ceremony, which, as I say, is unedited, and it's just filmed from a camera like this one. You get both of those as part of the package. Sorry, so back to the ceremony. So all parts of the ceremony, and of course all ceremonies are different. Some are quite sombre, quite serious, others are pretty happy and quite a lot of fun. After the ceremony, there will normally be champagne canapes and a chance for the guests to really get together and talk to people and say hi to people they haven't seen for years and all that kind of stuff. And that's the time when I'll concentrate on doing candid shots. I do my very best to not be obtrusive, to not get in people's way, to be just there in the background, almost unnoticed, getting shots. This is one I got of a bride, I think about 18 months ago, which has won several awards, and this was the subject of a video that I did with this YouTube star. Just in the moment shots, those shots which will, in an instant, when you see them in 10 years' time, in an instant will bring the whole day, the memories of that day flooding back to you. We'll then get on to group shots, the list of shots that you want of family, friends, everyone, you and the bridesmaids, you with your friends from work, whatever it is this list is, that's what we'll do. And during the consultation, one of the important things for me to find out is what sort of person are you? What sort of photographs are there going to be? Photographs that you love. It might be fairly traditional kind of photographs. It might be more fun stuff like this one here. Group shots, I do not do the football lineup. I just hate that, and I put some effort into creating something a bit more interesting than that. That'll hopefully be a nice memory of everyone who was at your wedding. Once I've done the group shots, my way of working is to start with everyone and work with smaller and smaller groups until we end up with just you two guys. And throughout the day, I'll set up 2, 3, 4, whatever you are happy to work with, shots of you in a particular location that is beautiful, has got good lights, a good composition. I'll set up lighting if I need to, and we'll get some shots of you there. I set everything up, so I simply call you away for literally 2 minutes. We'll get those shots. You can go back to your wedding. It's your wedding. It's not my photo shoot. And then throughout the day, as I say, I'll set up these couple shots 2 or 3 times through the day. Now that may extend into the evening, so that perhaps, depending on the time of year and the timing of the wedding, we can get some sunset shots, things like that. If you've got something special, we'll get it. Now's the opportunity. And then following on from that, there's obviously speeches, cake cutting, maybe some games or something that's happening. And then finally on to the first dance. And much as I enjoy the beginning of the wedding, the prep, I also really enjoy the first dance. It's a chance for me as a photographer to really push myself to create lighting and just capture that moment, that first dance. Shots like this, how can I say this? Lovey-dovey, romantic, or sometimes more fun. It depends on the wedding. It's my job to capture the wedding, and that's what I do. So your wedding may have lasted 4 or 5 hours, it may have lasted 12 hours. Whatever it takes, I will be there throughout the entire day, if that's the package you've chosen. Afterwards, for any package that I give you, I will select a number of photos. For the Excelsior, the top of the range package, it'll be about 250, and I will individually edit every single photo. So I will, by the way, this is something that most photographers also don't do, but I believe it's my job to give you the very best. So they'll just do a blanket edit of 200 photos, 300, 400, where they're all edited exactly the same. I believe I should look at every single photo, I crop it so that it's the best composition. I'll change the lighting, the contrast, the colours, whatever needs changing to make it into a really good photograph. If there's things in the background which are distracting, I will remove those, just so that you've got 250 really good top quality photos. As I mentioned earlier, I'll create the video, the highlight video as well. That will all be uploaded to a gallery, which I'll send you a link to. You just click the link, goes to the gallery. You can download them, they're full resolution, there's no watermarks, you can use them as you please, you can share them with friends, you can put them on Facebook, you can do whatever you want with them. They're your photos. And it may be that you want some products. Most couples do want a wedding album. Even though we're in the digital age, it's still great to have an album. And just to give you an idea, here's a typical wedding album. This is the couples album, and also the parents album, because the Excelsior includes an album for the couple and an album each for the parents, and it would be this 12 by 12 album, hardcover, photo on the front, printed. This is just a mishmash of all the different weddings that I've done, that I put together. You pick your 30 favourite images from the 250 or whatever you've had, and I will then put those together with images that I think complement your 30 to create a story of your day. So there's that. There's then bridesmaids albums, which are smaller. That's 12 by 12. The bridesmaids albums are 8 by 8. And more focused on the bridesmaids, because I will have taken an awful lot of shot of the bridesmaids all the way through there. We then have this gorgeous, and this is new for 2021, this gorgeous handmade folio box. So this is a box with, I won't take them out, but there's 8 or 12 individual mounted museum quality printed photos. Photo rag paper. It's guaranteed to last 80 years, and as I say, they're all mounted on cards, so you can take them out, you can stand them up if you want to, you can get them mounted. It's just a beautiful way to see your wedding photos. And there's also various other large prints, mounted prints, which will come with the package. And finally, let's talk price. Everyone has a budget, even people that are paying £30,000 for their wedding still have a budget. You have a budget. Do I fit in your budget? That full day wedding with absolutely everything included, all these products, it's all listed on the link that takes you to the website. That's £16.45 for the entire day. However, you may have a shorter wedding, which will fit into 6 hours. If you do that, then you can get all the same products, the same photography, and that's £9.45. Or, of course, as I said earlier, you can decide what you actually want, and if there's something in the packages that you don't want, that will affect the price, and we'll discuss that during the consultation. To book, all I ask is a £50 deposit, and that will secure your day until we do the consultation. And after the consultation, when we know what you want, what the price is, then that will become payable 7 days before your wedding. I've probably taken far too much of your time, and I do apologise for that. I love talking about photography, and especially weddings. So if you've got any queries, please get back to me. The next step is to either get back to me and book an engagement shoot. We'll do that, as I say, it's completely free. Not book a consultation, because that, unless your wedding is in 2 or 3 months' time, if your wedding is 6 months, 9 months away, I don't really want to do the consultation until everything is sorted out and you know all the details. But if you want to secure your day, £50 deposit, and then we'll keep in touch, and we'll get together, as I said earlier, a couple of months before your wedding. So I hope you found that useful. That's what I do. That's my wedding photography. I look forward to hopefully being your wedding photographer. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and all the very best. Cheers for now.